I became involved with community service at quite a young age. I think I started around 8, 9 years old. As time passes, as I've become more and more involved with these charity programs, I've begun to develop my own understanding, and also I began to realize its significance in giving back.
Hi, my name is Patrick, and I just graduated from the University of Chicago. I started from a very young age, and I did pause for a bit when I went to college, but I'm definitely open to continuing my work at D2D. So I was involved in a lot of different projects, including charity galas and also walkathons and a lot of other different events that support a variety of different organizations. In particular, I definitely had the privilege of hosting a charity concert where I collaborated with a lot of like-minded youth who also wanted to give back to the community, and since I was a part of the D2D program, that's offered an avenue for me to be able to use that as a form of platform where I could bring people together in order to make the charity concert to a reality. And it definitely holds a pretty special place for me too, because that was one of the first opportunities where I was able to use my passion for piano to use that for a greater cause and to give back to the community. Looking back at all of my experiences with doing volunteer work, I guess to be perfectly honest, especially when I was still a very young age, most of it was still encouraged by my parents, but in the end, I think the most important part is still basically still being the moments, and also still being aware of exactly why you're doing what you're doing, and also the importance that comes with it. Even though I didn't really understand some of the experiences that I have been through, all of that those still contributed to building my current character, and it definitely influenced my future goals as well in terms of what I want to pursue. For a greater part of college, I was actually not really in a good position per se, because for a large part I was still figuring out exactly what I wanted to do in the future, and I definitely faced a lot of internal conflicts as well, since my parents wanted me to take the more traditional route where I could find a sustainable job to ensure financial stability, but personally, I wanted to do a lot more, and I believe that that's definitely shaped by all of my experiences volunteering and attending events that are, of course, dedicated to a greater good. And then towards the end of my college, it definitely did encourage me to look for a direction where I was not only focusing on material wealth per se, but also a different direction that could benefit society on the whole, and also address the many social issues that are existing today. A pretty big inspiration is probably from one of my courses, actually. One of the key lessons they taught is that you have to find your own leadership definition. It took me quite a while to think critically about exactly what leadership means to me and what kind of leader that I want to be. So it's basically being understanding but not judgmental about other people's weaknesses, being able to draw out their strengths, and it's basically motivating those around you to be the best person they can be. And the second quality is that you have to recognize your own biases and not let them cloud your judgments about other individuals. And the third quality is that a leader should always keep an eye on the bigger picture, and especially to not judge people solely based on their personal traits, but also to be aware of environmental influences that could have influenced behavior, as I believe that in a lot of cases people underestimate how the environment could influence people's behavior. So that's definitely another important factor that leaders should definitely keep in mind. And this basically connects with the direction that I want to pursue, a consulting path, is because in order to encourage other people or corporations to go in a more socially sustainable direction, you have to be aware of the necessary qualities a leader should possess in order to be able to bring about that change. I think looking back, volunteer really definitely has shaped my current mindset and also my character to this day. I think what sets YAP and D2D apart from other organizations is that they encourage youth to use their passions from a very young age to bring about positive social change. And I think that in order for volunteer to be actually meaningful, it has to be meaningful to the individual themselves. It's not something that could actually be forced or motivated by other people. And I think that's probably the most important quality, I would say, for those who are exploring or trying out volunteer work. And that's also what adds the most to the experience as well, and what encourages personal growth.